I'm wondering about?
What can he say? You ought to be damn glad that such an important fact is brought out before we start an epidemic. Hurry, dear.
Doctor, I'd like to put a brief item about this discovery in the Messenger.
Yes, now I'd really be grateful.
Because the public ought to know soon.
Right away.
My God, Doctor, you're going to be a leading man in this town.
Oh, there was nothing to it. Every detective gets a lucky break once in his lifetime. But all the same...
Say, Arstadt, don't you think the town should pay the doctor some tribute?
Oh,
yes,
no,
why don't we all speak to...
I won't put up with any commotion. Why, even if the board of directors wants to give me an increase, I won't take it. I just won't take it, Catherine.
That's right, Tom.
Oh. Doctor, I hope this brings you great honor and pleasure.
Thanks, friends. Thanks. There's one blessing in life above all others. To have earned the respect of one's neighbors is... Catherine, I'm going to dance. It's going to be just got in. What's up?
From Peter.
Peter?
He just came.
Oh, let's see. Oh, dear.
What's he say? Don't just sit there.
I'm returning here with the report you submitted. Oh, he just says he'll come around this afternoon.
Well, perhaps you could remember to be home then.
Oh, I sure will. I'm finished with my morning visits anyway.
I'm so anxious to hear what he has to say.
Why, is there any doubt? He'll probably try to make it look as if he made the discovery, not me.
Doesn't that make you just a little bit afraid?
Oh, underneath he'll be happy, Catherine. It's just that Peter's so damn afraid that somebody else is going to do something good for this town.
Oh, I wish you could go out of your way to share the honors with him, make him feel that it was he who put you on the right track.
Oh, I don't mind. As long as everybody's happy.
Is it really true?
Oh, Father,
good morning.
come in.
It better be true or I'm going.
What had better be true?
This greatest story about the water system. Is it true?
Well, of course it's true.
Well, what did you find out about it?
Oh, Petra came flying by on her way to school this morning.
Oh, she did?
Yes, I thought she was trying to make a fool out of me.
Now, why would you do a thing like that?
Nothing pleases young people more than to make fools out of old people.
But this is true, eh?
Of course it's true. Sit down. Pretty lucky thing for the town, huh?
Lucky thing for the town.
I mean that I made the discovery before it was too late.
Tom, I never thought you had the imagination to pull your own brother's leg like this.
Pull his leg.
Father, he's not pulling his leg.
How does it go now? Let me get it straight. There's some kind of, cockroaches in the water pipes?
No, not cockroaches.
Well, some kind of little animal.
Bacteria, Father.
Ah, but a whole mess of them, eh?
Oh, there'll be millions and millions.
And nobody can see them but you, is that it?
Yes, that's... Well, of course, anybody with a microscope. What are you laughing at?
Now, Father, you don't understand about bacteria. Just because you can't see them doesn't mean they're not there.
Good girl. You stick with him. By God, this is the best thing I have ever heard in my life.
What do you mean?
But tell me, you think you're going to get your brother to actually believe this?
Well, we'll see soon enough.
You really think he's that crazy, huh?
I hope the whole town will be that crazy, Morton.
Yeah, they probably are. And it'll serve them right, too. I think, always say that they're so much smarter than us old-timers. Your good brother ordered them to bounce me out of the council, so they chased me out like a dog. Make jackasses out of all of them, Stockman.
Yes, but Morton, you see...
Long-eared, short-tailed jackasses. Stockman, if you can make the mayor and his elegant friends grab at this bait, I'll give a couple of 100 crowns to charity right now, right on the spot.
Well, that's very kind of you, Morton, but you see...
I haven't got much to play around with, but if you can pull the rug out from under him with this cockroach business, I'll give, well, at least 50 crowns to charity. Maybe this will teach them to put some brains back in City Hall.
Good morning.
Oh, come on in.
Is this one in on it, too?
What's that, sir?
Of course he's in on it.
Couldn't I have guessed that? And it's going to be in the papers, I figure. You're sure tying down the corners, aren't you? Well, late on thick. I've got to go.
Oh, don't worry, stay a while. Let me explain it to you.
Oh, I get it. Don't worry. Only you can see them, eh? This is the best idea I've ever heard in my life.
Oh, Father, you don't understand about bacteria. Excuse me.
The old badger doesn't believe one word of it.
What does he think you're doing?
Making an idiot out of my brother. Imagine that.
Doctor, have you got a few minutes?
Sure, as long as you like. Oh, let's go in here. I'll get my pipe.
Have you heard from the mayor?
Only that he'll be over later.
I've been thinking about this since last night.
Don't say.
For you as a medical man, as a scientist, this is really a rare opportunity, but I've been wondering if you realize it ties in with a lot of other things.
What do you mean? Sit down. What are you driving at?
Last night, you said the water came from impurities in the ground.
It comes from that poisonous dump up in Windmill Valley.
Doctor, I think it comes from an entirely different dump. The same dump that's been poisoning and polluting our entire social life in this town.
For God's sake, Hofstad, what are you babbling about?
Everything that matters in this town has fallen into the hands of a few bureaucrats.
Well, they're not all bureaucrats.
They're all rich, all with old reputable names, and they've got everything in the palm of their hands.
Yes, but they happen to have ability and knowledge.
Did they show ability and knowledge when they decided to build the water system where they did?
No, of course not, but that happened to be a blunder, and we'll clear it up now.
You really imagine it's going to be as easy as all that?
Easy or not, it's got to be done.
Doctor, I've decided to give this whole scandal very special treatment.
Oh, now, wait a minute. You can't call it a scandal.
Doctor,
yet.
when I took over the People's Messenger, I swore I'd blow that smug cabal of old self-satisfied fogies to bits. And this is a story that can do it.
Yes, but I still think we owe them a deep debt of gratitude for building the springs.
Well, the mayor being your brother, I ordinarily wouldn't want to touch it. But I know you'd never let that kind of thing obstruct the truth.
Of course not. But
I want you to understand me. I come from a very simple family. I know in my bones what the underdog needs. He's got to have a say in the government of society. That's what brings out ability, intelligence, and self-respect in people.
I understand that.
I think a newspaper man who turns down an opportunity to give the underdog a lift is taking on a responsibility that I don't want. I know perfectly well in fancy circles they call it agitation, and they can call it anything they like, but I have my own conscience.
I agree with you, Hofstad, but this is only the water supply. Oh, damn it. Come in.
Oh, I beg your pardon, Doctor, if I intrude.
Oslickson, are you looking for me?
No, I didn't know you were here. I want to see the doctor.
What can I do for you?
Is it true, Doctor, what I hear from Mr. Billing, that you intend to campaign for a better water system?
Yes, for the Health Institute. But it's not a campaign.
I just wanted to call and tell you that we are behind you 100%.
There, you see?
Well, Mr. Osterson, I thank you with all my heart, but...
We can be important, Doctor. When the little businessman wants to push something through, he turns out to be the majority, you know. And it's always good to have the majority on your side.
Well, that's certainly true, but I don't understand what this is all about. Seems to me a simple, straightforward matter. The water...
Of course, we intend to behave with moderation, Doctor. I always try to behave moderately and carefully.
You are known for that, Mr. Osterson.
Kirsten Springs are becoming a gold mine for this town, especially for the little businessman. And that's why, in my capacity as chairman of the Property Owners Association...
Yes?
And furthermore, as a representative of the Temperance Society, you probably know, Doctor, that I am active for prohibition.
Yes, so I've heard.
As a result, I come into contact with all kinds of people. And since I am known to be a law-abiding and solid citizen, I have a certain authority in this town. You might even call it a little power.
I know that very well, Mr. Osterson.
And that's why you can see it would be practically nothing for me to arrange a demonstration.